The Texas Rangers enter 2026 with one of the most top-end talented packed rosters in baseball. But is there the depth required for a playoff push? Blending proven superstars, bounce-back veterans, and a wave of young, talented players throughout. This team is built on their superstars' power and the upside young arms they have. If health and development cooperate, Texas has the kind of roster that can dominate both sides of the ball and make a serious run back to October. Let's get started. The ace, when healthy, Jacob deGrom, has absolute elite command, a devastating fastball, wipe out secondary pitches that make him nearly unhittable. A pitcher I know personally back to our times at Stetson University. In 2025, had a 2.9 WAR, 2.97 ERA, 9.5 Ks per nine, and a .921 WHIP. Now, this is his first season since 2019 with over 150 innings pitched. So let's see if he can stay healthy in 2026. Nathan Eovaldi, a big game pitcher with postseason pedigree, attacks the zone and limits damage throughout the season. Had a 4.3 WAR, 1.73 ERA, but was a major loss during their playoff push in 2025. Jack Leiter has electric stuff with frontline potential, fastball velocity, and competitive edge headline his arsenal. Only had a .4 WAR, a 3.86 ERA, 8.8 Ks per nine in 2025, but expect him to succeed again in 2026. Now, Jacob Latz is a player positioned presently to be the Rangers' number 5 starter with his solid command and deception. Had a 1.4 WAR, 2.84 ERA, and 85.2 innings pitched in 2025. May he slide to the bullpen with the Rangers adding another starting caliber pitcher? We'll find out. Kumar Rocker, power pitcher with a heavy fastball and nasty breaking ball. Did have a velocity dip in 2025, but is still overpowering. His 2025 was quite poor. Had a negative 1 WHIP, 1 WAR, 5.74 ERA. But can he regain his velocity and reach his potential? Onto the bullpen. That's filled with veterans and unproven arms. Chris Martin, recently re-signed, brings veteran presence with a heavy fastball sinker combo. Did have a 2.98 ERA and a 9.1 Ks per nine. Cole Winn, reliever, has regained his velocity, hitting an average of 96 miles per hour in 2025, and his confidence. Expect another solid season from him in 2026. Tyler Anderson, a long reliever who uses a mix of cutters and fastballs to keep his hitters off balance. Did struggle in 2025 with a 4.98 ERA in 97.2 innings pitched. Alexis Diaz recently signed, a former elite reliever looking to regain his dominance, but in 2025 had a rough 8.15 ERA. Luis Curvelo, power reliever who attacks hitters with a 96 mile per hour fastball. Did struggle with a 5.68 ERA, but had 9.5 Ks per nine in 2025. And as of this moment, Carter Baumler should also make the roster. He is a Rule 5 pick in the 2025 draft. As of right now, he has intriguing stuff, but will he have enough to make the roster, or will he be returned to the Orioles? Robert Garcia, a tough lefty finisher who induces weak contact and clutch strikeouts. Had a .4 WAR, 2.95 ERA, and 9 saves, and should begin the 2026 season as the Rangers closer. Onto the lineup. Recently signed Danny Jansen brings a veteran catcher presence and leadership and pop. Did have 14 home runs and 288 at-bats and a 2.8 WAR in 2025. Kyle Higashioka did have 11 home runs and 303 at-bats and brings some pop as well. Jake Berger, a pure power threat, who is a player who gets quite hot and quite cold throughout the year. Did struggle the first half of 2025, but wound up with a .9 WAR, 16 home runs, and just 356 at-bats. Jock Peterson, a veteran lefty slugger, built for big moments, did have the worst year of his career with a negative .3 WAR in 2025. 9 home runs and 265 at-bats and a 181 batting average. Josh Smith, presently believed to be the starting second baseman, traditionally has been a super utility player who gets on base and plays everywhere. Did have 10 home runs and a 3.0 WAR and 495 at-bats in 2025. Deuce Young is a middle in the order batter with a strong defense at third base. Has been injured over the last several years. Had a 1.4 WAR, 14 home runs, and 482 at-bats. Ezekiel Duran, athletic defender, some speed, not too much power, more of gap power. Had 0 home runs and a .2 WAR and 205 at-bats. Corey Seager, the franchise cornerstone, elite bat-to-ball skills and power, 6.2 WAR in just 380 at-bats, 21 home runs, hit 271 as well. Recently acquired Brandon Nimmo, an on-base machine, steady veteran presence, grabbed in a trade for Marcus Semien. 2025 had a 2.9 WAR, 587 at-bats, had 25 home runs and 92 RBIs. Alejandro Osuna, a young outfielder with developing tools, did have 51 at-bats with 2 home runs in 2025. Expect him to be backup outfielder. Evan Carter, an outfielder with elite defense and an on-base threat, should be a platoon bat at this point with a pitiful batting average under 100 against lefties. Did have a 1.9 WAR, 5 home runs and 194 at-bats in 2025. Sam Haggerty, speed, defense, versatility, a good piece to the team, 0.9 WAR, and 162 at-bats in 2025. Michael Hellman, depth outfielder, that's quite athletic, did have a 1.0 WAR and just 99 at-bats in 2025. And to round out the 26th man, Wyatt Langford, a potential superstar, the elite power and bat speed, did have a 5.6 WAR in 2025 with 22 home runs. On to the rest of the 40-man. Winston Santos, one of the Raiders' top pitching prospects, has plus control and a strong fastball. Expect Santos to appear in several starts in 2026 for the Rangers. Cody Freeman did get in many games in 2025, had 114 at-bats with a negative .3 WAR, versatile infielder with contact skills. Michael Altanez, a high-octane arm with elite velocity, a career 4.81 ERA and less than 1 year of MLB service time thus far. Jose Corniel, A live arm, advanced command for his age, and a rising prospect. Made one appearance in 2025 and expect him to see him much more in 2026. Willie McIver, developing bat and solid receiving skills, did hit just 186 in his stint with the Athletics and 102 at-bats last year. Mark Church, one of the nastiest arms in the system, with multiple plus pitches, and may be the one to crack the 26-man roster if Baumler is not retained. Justin Foscue, a patient hitter trying to unlock his former top prospect upside. Did just have 9 at-bats in 2025 for the Rangers. Did have 19 home runs and 407 appearances in the minors, however. Dominic Hamill, a strike thrower with solid command, did appear in just one game for the Mets in 2025, likely to be called up and down throughout the year. Epimelik Ortiz, prospect with high potential, raw power, has yet to make the majors, did have 25 home runs between AA and AAA in 2025. David Davalillo, known for a devastating splitter that misses bats, has yet to play in AAA or higher thus far. May make a few appearances being a top 30 prospect, though unlikely to be a major asset in 2026. Look more for 2027 for Davalillo. Leandro Lopez, swing and miss arsenal with a plus slider and curveball. I believe is more likely to crack the rotation and roster in 2027, though. Emiliano Teodo, absolute flamethrower with a devastating slider. I believe will help this bullpen in 2026. And Cody Bradford, a possible option here at starting pitcher for the Rangers, is a crafty lefty who relies on location and movement rather than his velocity, barely cracks 90 miles per hour, is a possible participant right now in spring training, though his ETA is undetermined, so may begin the year on the DL. Now, in 2026, the Texas Rangers have the top-end pieces to get back into October. If the rotation stays healthy, young pitchers take the next step, and the offense performs to its potential, this team has everything it needs to contend for the division and possibly be on the hunt in the postseason. Have some of their pieces aged past their prime, though? Do they have enough depth to maintain a grueling 162-game season? As of now, that they do not. And with the team the way it's presently constructed, it will hinder them from making the playoffs. They will need to add more arms to fortify the rotation and bullpen, but will that be enough? Everyone, the Texas Rangers are not a team rebuilding, they're retooling. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and watch out for more videos.